Welcome to the Ohio Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as the facilitator for our session today. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first announcement, your camera and microphone are off, so our presenters cannot see or hear you. Second announcement, you can use that Q&A feature in Zoom to type your questions to our presenters at any point throughout our session today. Third announcement, this is just one of a few different sessions, so feel free to visit our registration site to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation is being recorded. You can access that recording by visiting strivescan.com/Ohio. With all that said, I want to go ahead and turn it over to our first presenter from Marietta College.
Hello. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so my name is Katie and I'm the Director of Admission at Marietta College. I've been here for about 8 years. So I'm so excited to share just a really brief overview of what we've got going on down at Marietta College. I know some of you might not have ever heard of Marietta, and that's okay. Some fast facts about us. We are in beautiful Marietta, Ohio, which is right on the West Virginia border in Southeast Ohio. We've been around for a really long time. We have our ties actually back to the Revolutionary War in the 1700s. To kind of put that in perspective, our men's rowing team celebrated their 150th birthday last year, so it was exciting to celebrate that milestone with them. We are a traditional private liberal arts school, small undergraduate enrollment, around 1,200 undergraduate students, which means small class sizes, and you're really going to know your professors in your cohort. We kind of like to say you're going to see familiar smiling faces every day, but meet new people every semester. So it's a really nice size. This is a snapshot, obviously, of our football field and men's lacrosse field, but of the Ohio River, just to kind of give some context of where we're at. Marietta, the city of Marietta, Ohio, is about 15,000 people. Parkersburg, West Virginia, which is right across the river in that picture, is about 100,000 people. So you're definitely not in the middle of nowhere, but you're certainly not in a big metropolitan area either. And the big news is we're getting a Chipotle. Big news, everyone's excited about it. So that is the big news in town in Marietta. Academically speaking, we've got over 50 undergraduate majors, and we are almost purely an undergraduate institution. We do have 4 graduate programs, 2 psychology programs, one in mental health counseling and one in psychology, general psychology program, athletic training, and physician's assistant. But on the undergraduate side of things, our most popular majors are listed here. Undecided overwhelmingly has been our most popular major of our incoming students for the past 4 or 5 years. So if you're not quite sure what you want to study, you're not quite sure where you want to end up, that is okay. We have support services to help you figure that out. Our Career Services Center can help you by asking some really intentional questions, just to at least give you a place to start. And they can also help you with resume building opportunities, networking, and making sure you get prepared and are confident for whatever is your next step. We also have a career closet on campus. So if you need to grab a blazer before you head to an interview, we've got lots of business attire here on campus that you can utilize. For those procrastinators or for those students who just need a little extra help on the academic side of things, our award-winning Academic Resource Center can help you with all things academics, and again, making sure you're feeling confident going into those tests. I also want to mention our Health and Wellness Center. A lot of our students and a lot of students who are considering Marietta, especially the past couple of years, are really struggling with mental health. And we do have unlimited access to counseling services here at Marietta, so you can get that support as well to make sure that you're feeling good in all aspects of your life. We just want to make sure our students are feeling supported. All right. Here's as much of campus as we can get in one photo. We are a residential campus, meaning all of our students, almost all of our students, about 95% of them live on campus all 4 years. So that first year on campus, you're definitely going to be living in that traditional college residence hall, right? You've got a roommate, you're sharing a bathroom with men or women on your floor. After your first year here, There's a lot of variety, single apartments, group apartments, suite style housing, Greek life housing. A little bit really builds a couple new updates to our campus. You can see on the top right corner is our blue soccer field and women's lacrosse field. It looks so cool during night games. So we definitely invite you to campus to come check that out. It looks really neat. Athletically speaking, we are Division III. We're members of the Ohio Athletic Conference, the third oldest conference in the country. We are the pioneers. Most recently, we added men's and women's lacrosse, and we reintroduced golf to our athletic variety. I know I touched on this earlier, but we do have men's and women's rowing team, which is something a little bit different. So it's really fun to go watch them out on the Muskingum River. And we have also recently added esports. So if you're into gaming, we'd love to have you support pioneers in their esports endeavors. Application process is pretty simple. We are rolling admission throughout the year. So we've actually gone out with multiple rounds of admission decisions already that started back in September. So really, rolling admission means whenever you're ready, we're ready for you. Submit that application, whether that's in the Common App or our own online application. That'll take care of your essay and your guidance counselor information as well. The only other thing we need are your transcripts. And we are test optional. And even the word optional feels a little strong. We are just using that transcript. We're going to take a look at the classes you've been taking. We'll take a look at the grades that you've earned. And that CUME GPA is going to determine what merit-based scholarship you were eligible for. And those range from 14,000 to 24,000, depending on where your GPA is at the time of the application. Once we have those two things, give us about 7 to 10 days and you'll hear back from us with your admission decision and any merit-based scholarship that you've earned based off your transcript. So pretty quick turnaround. We want to make sure, again, if you're ready to hear from us, we're ready to let you know where you stand with Marietta. It's a beautiful campus. It's a beautiful city. We'd love for you to come visit. We have a couple more visit opportunities, including a fine arts visit day and an open house this semester. We have additional opportunities next semester, including some accepted student days. So come down to Marietta. This is some general contact information if you have some additional questions after today, or if you want to schedule a visit. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Katie. Our next presenter is from the Art Academy of Cincinnati.
All right, hi everyone. Let me just go into full screen real quick. All right, so hi everyone, my name is Danny. I'm with the Art Academy of Cincinnati, and we are going to be a 4-year program focusing on fine art, creative writing, and design. And we are going to be located in Cincinnati, Ohio, more specifically the neighborhood of Over the Rhine, which district. And we're going to be around 200 to 250 students. I believe right now we're more at the 240 range, but with that, you're going to have a very small class size. So 8 students to 1 faculty member, which is essential when you're an artist because you really need as much feedback and attention as possible. And with this slide, it shows you all of our majors, but also our minors, and all majors can be minors as well. And you might be thinking it's a little bit of a petite list. However, we have a very robust program. And with this, say you come in and you want to be an animation major, we could take classes in creative writing, sculpture, design, photography, really anything you're interested in, you get to learn about. And then if you hop over to this side, you'll see how your time at the Art Academy will be spent. So 2/3 of your time will be studio arts based. So that's going to be your major classes, but also major electives and other studio electives you can take. And then 1/3 of your time will be focusing on liberal arts. So that's going to be anything from art history courses, anything such as learning about modern and contemporary art, to history of tattoo, women in the arts, arts of Asia, and so many other things too. And everything you learn at the Art Academy, whether that be liberal arts or studio, is always going to be rooted in art in some way, shape, or form. And with your faculty members, they're actually going to be creatives working in their field. So whether that is focusing on creative writing, music, painting, photography, they're going to be your mentors and peers and people you learn from first day freshman year. And with our facilities, we're actually going to be just one building. So we actually had two old factories and we gutted it down the middle, and we created a stairwell in between linking the two buildings. So it's also very easy to get around campus, mainly because each of the floors have their own dedicated major to that too. And our building is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, mainly because we know that creatives tend to be night owls. So you can come in at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. and work on your fine art, creative writing, or design. And with that, we do have artist studios, which is guaranteed for every senior and junior at the Art Academy. And with that, that's anywhere from 3 to 4 people creating work and building a body of work for their senior thesis. And with this, students oftentimes bring in mini fridges, couches, because it's also your space to reflect on your practice as well. And you also might be wondering, well, where are freshmen and sophomores at this time? They're primarily still in the classroom working one-on-one with their faculty members. Whereas once you get into the upper level courses, it's a lot more self-guided work that you'll be making. And with our dormitories, they're actually going to be diagonal from the Art Academy, just across the street. They're going to be apartment style with access to laundry. You'll have a full kitchen. So sometimes at the beginning of the year, we'll have cooking classes for students. So it's definitely going to be more apartment style for you. And with that, we are located in the neighborhood of Over the Rhine, and it's going to be the arts district in Cincinnati. So you'll have access to cafes, coffee shops, which are the same thing, and then bakeries, but also art supply stores. And there's always something really fun happening in Cincinnati. For example, last weekend was Asian Food Fest, which is always a huge hit in the city. We also help students figure out internships or co-ops, whether that be working at a design firm, working at a fine art studio, a lighting studio, and everything in between. So we definitely try to help you out as much as possible to help you think about your future as soon as sophomore year as well. And then we have a pretty simplified application process. So we start with the application, which you can do on paper, in person. You can go on Common App, or you can go to our actual website, and it's free to apply. We do ask for your self-reported GPA, mainly so that you don't have to send us a transcript in the middle of the semester. We take a portfolio review of 8 to 10 pieces of your strongest work, and that can be mixed media, that could be all one media, whatever you feel showcases you best in fine art, creative writing, or design. And you can do an in-person review, a virtual review, or upload your work on our website through SlideRoom. And then once you've graduated, we look for that final transcript as well. That's also going to be important to show your best work for your portfolio, because that's where your entry scholarship is based off of, and that is anywhere from $8,000 to $16,000. We also have a tuition promise. So the tuition you come in as a freshman will follow you until you're senior. And with that, the entry scholarship will follow you all 4 years. And we have other Ohio type scholarships, whether that be with scholastics, but also governor's awards and a teacher scholarship. So if you ever have any questions or want to come for a tour, just reach out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next presenter is from Columbus State Community College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Howe, and I'm an admissions representative at Columbus State. I'm so happy to speak with you today. And I wanted to share a little bit with you about Columbus State. We are a community college located in Columbus, Ohio, and we have a beautiful campus in the downtown in the city. We are a very vibrant community here. And so we have students from the majority of the countries, the majority of the states in our country, the majority of the counties in our state, over 135 countries. And then also most of the high schools in our 4-county service district. And we work with a lot of different students. You have high school students, but you also have some older students who come back and maybe train for getting back into a career, starting a new career. And a lot of the high school students go to Columbus State and they do their first 2 years at Columbus State, and then they go on and transfer to another institution to get their bachelor's degree. So it's really great to be there. It's a very vibrant community. As I mentioned, we are in Columbus, and so we have two campuses. One is downtown, and then the other one is in Delaware. One big building, lots of green space, academics, classes, student services, just north of the city. And then we also have regional learning centers. Right now, we actually have 4 regional learning centers. We're really excited about the Westerville Center because that is on the campus of Otterbein. And so it's really great to be able to utilize that facility and be right there on a small liberal arts campus. So that's wonderful. Those regional learning centers are for certain kinds of programs. Also, there could be testing centers or advising. So if you live or work near one of those and you can take a class there, that might work out better for you. Accessibility is really key at Columbus State. We want to make sure that wherever you are in life and whatever your goal is, that you are able to achieve that and be successful. And so these RLCs, the 2 campuses, online learning, evening and weekend classes really make it a really great opportunity for you to be successful as a college student and still tend to those things that you need to tend to. If you are taking care of family members or working a job, it can all fit together for you. We have associate's degrees and certificate programs at Columbus State. We have 4 associate's degrees: Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science, and Associate of Technical Studies. And then we have a large variety of certificate programs as well. Typically, the associate programs, degrees take maybe 2 years if you're going full time. And then the certificate programs often take less time. Some of our most popular programs, and we have over 200 different ones at Columbus State, are the health sciences, so nursing, EMS, emergency medical services. We have police training, we have construction, skilled trades, early childhood education, criminal justice, lots of IT, cybersecurity and engineering programs are really popular, and also our new culinary arts and hospitality services program in our new building called Mitchell Hall that was just a state-of-the-art facility just built. Pretty excited about it. You can get your Associate of Applied Science, your Associate of Arts or Associate of Science and choose a major within that. Do your first 2 years at Columbus State and go on to get that bachelor's degree. We have preferred pathway partners programs with those degrees. You can go to one of these 9 schools, nice seamless transition from Columbus State right to one of those 9 schools, which is really wonderful. You can also transfer to over 40 different institutions in Ohio. So we are really, really good at transferring students in and out of Columbus State, making sure that those credits follow you wherever you choose to go or wherever you have come from when you come to Columbus State. The preferred pathway partner is really a gem of a program here at Columbus State. We're very proud of it. We have professors dedicated to teaching. They will teach you and know if you're not there. They're not necessarily going to be occupied with research and that kind of thing. Small class sizes, average 19 to 22 students, prepares you well for that next university or the job that you will go out into after Columbus State. We have campus life that is vibrant. So many clubs and organizations, studio, vocal, instrumental, and dramatic arts. You can stay connected through connect.cscc.edu. And I recommend that. I think that's a great way to find out about a school, check out their social pages and see what's going on. There's a lot happening at Columbus State. One thing I want to make sure that we touch on here is our tuition. If you are a full-time student at Columbus State and a resident of Ohio, it's right around $5,000 for a year full-time, which means you could get your associate's degree for right around $10,000. And keep in mind, this is before any kind of financial aid kicks in. So it could be even less. And that's very attractive to a lot of folks, and even parents and guardians who may be watching. Grants, loans, federal work study, scholarships. We have over 130 different scholarships, and we want to give them out to students. So we're super excited about that. Complete your FAFSA, fill out our scholarships form, and it'll put you in the running for all those different scholarships, and we can see what can come together for you. If you want to get started, you can visit our website, cscc.edu/apply. There's a little red apply button at the top of every page. No application fee, no essay. Once you apply, you do not have to apply again. If you take time off, you can come back to it. And you would just provide your transcripts, test scores, and we are optional on ACT and SAT scores. So if you want to, you can turn them in, but you do not have to. You would then attend a new student program and get enrolled. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We have email, live chat, phone, and presentations multiple times a week. Thank you very much. Have a great one.
Thank you, Catherine. Our next presenter is from Bowling Green State University.
Hi, everyone. Hope you are well. My name is Allie Tracy. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at Bowling Green State University. Excited to chat with you about what sets BGSU apart and kind of how we are a diamond in the rough. So Bowling Green State University is in Bowling Green, Ohio, located Northwest Ohio, about 30 minutes south of Toledo, if you're familiar with that area. But I think part of the reason that Bowling Green is so different is that we are kind of your middle of the road option. So you're going to find that we're not too big, we're not too small, we're just right. So we're tier 1 public university in the state. We've got a lot of different programs that make us unique, but we'll feature a few here. I think what's nice is that as other schools are sharing, you might be looking for something very specific, or you might not be sure where you're at yet. And that's why Bowling Green is great because we've got over 200 different programs to choose from. So although we're known for some of these big programs, we've got a lot in between to help you find the right place for you. So with that said, average class size at Bowling Green is 24. I love that because as I said, we're kind of that middle of the line, a mid-sized school. So you're going to get the perks of a large university, but then you're going to have this really intimate experience in the classroom and you're really going to get to know people. So I love that. You have a lot of different options to choose from, and we do offer some virtual sessions. So if you have a specific major you're interested in, great. If not, we offer something called Life Design that is a coach who's going to help you figure it all out. I did not know what I was going to be when I grew up. And so a life design coach would have been really helpful to kind of get the process started. So I will definitely say, I love that philosophy that, hey, it's okay to not have it all together. Let us help you figure that out. So we will also have a preview day coming up here at the end of the month. So October 30th is a Saturday, and we're going to have all of these different tables, kind of like a large resource fair for just Bowling Green on our campus. So if you'd like to get to campus in person, come check us out. We've got so many different offices across campus to help support you. We do offer undergraduate research as early as your freshman year, which is unique. So that's a great opportunity to start digging into the things you're curious about, passionate about, maybe get some grant support with that and scholarship, which is nice. We do have an amazing inclusivity here at Bowling Green. I think that's kind of why I chose Bowling Green as a student, was because everyone here just was so friendly and they welcome you into the family. It really is a community of care at Bowling Green. What you see is what you get. And they do a really great job to make sure that you feel like you belong at BG. We also have a great honors college if you're interested in kind of elevating your academic experience as well. To apply to Bowling Green, our application fee is $45. However, we will be waiving that should you come to our preview day at the end of the month. So a great incentive to save you $45, come visit campus, see if you like it. We do accept the Common App, but our application typically takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete online. We call that our Falcon app. Once you submit that, we only require your official transcript from your high school and your test score. We are test optional, so you do have to select that on the application if you do not want your test scores considered for admission or scholarship purposes. And that is just for fall of 2022. Scholarship wise, again, it's going to be a holistic, comprehensive review. So that's why we do ask you to take that time on your application to share everything as much as possible. It is your time to brag about yourself. So don't be too humble. We want to hear it. We want to know it. We want to see it so we can help make the best allocation of your scholarship dollars to get you the best offer to make Bowling Green an affordable option for you. Our automatic scholarships are also renewable for each year, and we do also offer a tuition guarantee. So your tuition rate is locked in for the 4 years you're here at Bowling Green. Now we do have a really cool scholarship application where it's one jumbo scholarship, kind of like the Common App, just for Bowling Green scholarships. So one application submits you to all scholarships you may be eligible for at Bowling Green, but you must be admitted to BG in order to apply for that. So highly encourage you get your Bowling Green app done, get your transcript, test score sent so we can admit you, and you can fill out that searchable scholarship guide for all BG scholarships. In order to be considered, you need to apply to BG by January 15th. And again, it's FAFSA season. So let us know what help you need there. Again, if you'd like to see more of BG online, it's bgsu.edu/visit or in person. And then if virtual, it's bgsu.edu/virtual to get a hold of us. Just want to say thank you for your time. I hope that you absolutely consider Bowling Green as you're looking at all of these amazing schools and amazing opportunities. We just want to help you find the right fit. We hope that BG could be your future home and your destination for the next 4 years, but every student has a personal admissions counselor and a whole team on this campus that wants to help. So you can literally go to bgsu.edu/team, find your people, get a hold of us. We are happy to help you along the way. Thank you all for your time. Have a great night.
Thank you, Allie. Our next presenter is from Ohio University.
All right, well, good evening, everybody. My name is Dan, and I happily serve as the Associate Director for Outreach and Recruitment here in undergraduate admissions. Okay, so Athens, Ohio, and Ohio University. Athens is where we're located. I really don't think you can talk about Ohio University without also talking about Athens. So Athens was literally founded in 1797 to be a college town. So if you're looking for that quintessential college town, quintessential college atmosphere, you'll find that here at Ohio University and in Athens. The university itself opened its doors in 1804, and we currently have about 16,000 or so undergraduate students here at Ohio University. And then we have master's and PhD and medical degrees and other graduate programs that you might be interested in. Myself, I'm a very proud two-time graduate of Ohio University. I made my way across the state from the Cincinnati area and joined the university as an undergrad in 2003. So I have a lot of love for this institution and a lot of experiences that I absolutely would love to share with all of you as you are trying to decide where you may want to go. And I know sometimes, I mean, like you've heard from a bunch of great institutions already this evening, coming from different locations, we also have, as part of the Ohio University community, a lot of educational centers and regional campuses spread throughout the state. So there might be an Ohio University location, not specifically Athens, but an Ohio University location that might be a little bit closer to home to you that you may want to get started with. The nice part about that process is you can start at that regional location and then relocate to Athens if there's a major that you want to complete that may not be fully offered at your regional campus location. You're able to get started there and then relocate to Athens to complete that program. So I was a communication major when I got started at the university. So our 16,000 or so undergraduate students are picking and choosing from over 250 different options, which can be quite a bit. It can be overwhelming if you're not really sure what you want to do. Myself, I was a little bit undecided when I was choosing where I wanted to head off to college. And let me tell you, Ohio University is a safe place to be undecided. So if you're not 100% sure what you want to do, if you are still trying to weigh your decision, you can apply to Ohio University as an undecided student, and then we make it really easy to change your major before you get started at the university. Really, all it takes is an email to us asking us to change your major from, say, psychology to education, and we can go ahead and work with you and make that happen. The other nice thing is we have some undecided starts in some academic departments. So if you know that engineering, as example, is something that you want to do, but you're not sure the major differences between civil, electrical, or mechanical engineering, but you know engineering is the field for you, you can start as an undecided engineering student, and you're able to figure out at that point, or when you get started, where you may want to go and what you want to do within the field of engineering. Our students, after they're selecting our majors or their majors, they're really getting involved in a bunch of different organizations. So not only do we have a really rich and active student life on campus, Our athletic fields are pretty popular. Students get into all of those games at no additional cost. We're NCAA Division I, so there's a lot of things that you can get involved with while you're a student on campus. As we're talking about cost, and as I know those typically is the topic of conversation around a dinner table or as you're headed to and from some college visits, and like it's already been mentioned, it's FAFSA season. So if you're looking for grants or student loans with the government, you'll want to fill that out. So Ohio University has something called the Ohio Guarantee Plus, and we were the first institution in the state of Ohio to do something like this. But essentially, you are able to get started at the university, and there's 3 different things that we want to provide. First is a fixed rate tuition and fee table. So as you get started here at Ohio University, the cost of attendance will be locked in for you for 4 years or 12 consecutive semesters. But then you also have that 4-year commitment to an on-time, on-plan graduation from the university. So we want you to know what that pathway to graduation looks like, and we are going to make sure that we are there to assist wherever we need to in order for you to get through. And then when you graduate, you're joining a pretty passionate group of 260,000 living alumni around the world that absolutely love Ohio University and want you to succeed. So your benefits as a Bobcat do not end the moment that you shake the president's hand and grab your diploma. We want to make sure that that support will continue as you're taking your next steps in your career or going off to graduate school. If you're looking to apply to Ohio University, we are members of the Common App, but we also have our own alternative application that you are able to complete. There is a $50 application fee, and we will also need your transcripts from high school. Everything else after that would be optional. So we are permanently test optional. That was a change that we had been discussing for a while and then ultimately made that decision to make that a permanent change. So as you're looking at an institution to apply to, if you've taken that ACT or SAT and you're thinking about Ohio University, if you did fairly well on that test, if you think that that test is going to showcase something that your transcript may not, you're more than welcome to submit that test score and we will use that in our review. If that 4-hour window on a Saturday morning did not coincide with your ability to fill in bubbles, don't worry about sending us that test. We will just review your application based on the information that you send, which could include, like I said, your transcript, which is a requirement. We also require the, or optional would be the essay and letters of recommendation. Scholarships are automatic. So admitted students, once you are admitted, you won't have to do anything else. We will automatically consider you for merit-based scholarships through our financial aid office. So you'll hear back from us probably starting in December if you are already admitted. And then last but certainly not least, we would love for you to visit Athens and love for you to visit campus. So we have plenty of visit options, daily visit options, Saturday visit options, more of your open house type visit options where you get to talk to some academic folks. So however you would like to visit, we would love to help you out with that opportunity. So you can check out ohio.edu/visit and see all of the options that you have available to check out Athens. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'd love to take those questions, but my contact information is at the bottom of the screen. So feel free to shoot me emails or give me a call and I'd be happy to help you out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Our next presenter is from Otterbein University.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Katie Lavera, and I've been with Otterbein since 2015. I just want to give you some general information about Otterbein this evening, starting with a video. We'll get that rolling here. All right, well, we hope that something resonated with you in that video, whether it was something that the students were doing or one of the statistics that we talked about. But at Otterbein, we have over 60 majors for you to choose from. So although we are a small private liberal arts institution, there's a real diversity of thought, everything from music, art, theater, education, nursing, biological sciences, and all of that is taught in this small class size and small student to faculty ratio. And then you saw from the video, we really feel like we have the best of both worlds, being adjacent to the 14th largest city in the US, but being tucked into this small suburb of Westerville, where it's very charming and safe and walkable. And our uptown area has so much to offer for students to get off campus. 26 miles of hiking and biking trails are here in Westerville. So if you like to be outdoors, this is a great place for you to be. My favorite story about Otterbein is that picture in the top right corner. That is the Church of the Master, which sits right adjacent to our campus, but is not affiliated with it. And their parishioners stand out on Monday mornings. So they were out this morning with hot coffee and hot chocolate and donuts for our students. So it's a great representation of how this community wraps its arms around our students and really takes care of our Otterbein students. And then also from the video, you saw fun traditions like the painting of the rock, over 100 student organizations. You see a couple of unique ones listed. But if there's activities that you did in high school that you want to continue in college, you can definitely do that here. And giving back is really at the heart of what all of our students do here. And so we like to talk about our sticker price because of the fact that we like to be transparent. So it's a lot of money, especially when you're looking at in-state public institutions. But please know that no one's paying that sticker price. We give away over $35 million in merit scholarships and grants every year. So although we're not a state institution that gets state subsidies, we like to say that we will make this affordable to where you're paying what you would pay at an in-state public. And we do that a variety of ways. So academic scholarships, full and half tuition scholarships based on leadership and community service, talent awards if you're in music, art, theater. We have additional scholarships for you there. We have the opportunity scholarship. So anyone from Ohio who is Pell eligible or total family income is less than $60,000, we will meet your unmet needs. So this can be a place that you can afford. We're on the common application, we're test optional, so it's pretty simple to apply. We do say that if you have a 2.75 or lower GPA, that it's helpful if you have a test score to submit. And there are certain programs that still need a test score to get direct entry, but you can still come in as a pre-major in those programs. And then dates and deadlines, the one to remember right now is December 15th, and that is our priority scholarship deadline. So if you apply by then, you're going to have the full benefit of being considered for all of our different scholarships. And we are rolling admissions, so you'll apply and within about 3 weeks, you'll get an admissions decision from us. And then we know outcomes are really important. So you're searching for a place that you want to call home for 4 years, knowing that it's going to lead you to a job after graduation. So we like to tell our students up front, rest assured that our students every year after they graduate are getting employed or they're going on to graduate school at really high rates. And you'll see even during a pandemic, our class of 2020, 96% of them reported that they were employed or in graduate school. So we're really proud of how we prepare our students as well. So thank you all for listening, and we invite you to come to campus. We'd love for you to come and see what we're all about.
Thank you. So that concludes the presentation portion of our session today. We're now going to transition to the Q&A. I want to encourage all of our presenters to return. Feel free to turn your cameras on, and I will pose a question to the group. Our presenters will respond in the order in which they presented. So first question, what's one thing you want students to remember about your institution?
Sorry, I couldn't find my mute button. I would say definitely small community feel. Something that definitely stands out about us, we have an undergraduate leadership program. We're one of 2 schools in the country with something like that. So students are going to learn about foundations of leadership, kind of get that understanding, different models of leadership, figure out what they're naturally good at and how they fit into those models and how they can be leaders in their community and career. So I think that's definitely something that stands out about Marietta.
With the Art Academy of Cincinnati, we definitely have students lead their own path, and it's not only very freeing for students in an art environment, but also they have such a large voice at the Art Academy. So the dean's door is always open, the president's door is even open. Your voice matters, and we want you to express yourself, whether that be creatively or also verbally. Students really are valued, and mainly also because we have more of a family style vibe at the Art Academy. Mainly being so small, you definitely know all of your classmates' names, faculty, they know you, and it's just more or less a very different type of environment, less competitive and more cheering each other on.
At Columbus State, I think something to remember is the value of an associate's degree. I think that is something that's becoming more and more valuable every day as we learn about college and how to best move forward with your higher ed degree. And so that is a valuable resource, and we are always happy to help students get those degrees and certificates to move out into the workforce, or to really just save a lot of money before going on and getting that four-year degree. I think that's a really key point. Also, the support networks that we have for students at Columbus State are stellar. We're always there to support students with all of their essential needs.
At Bowling Green State University, I really appreciate the fact that they focus on designing your life. And it's not just about getting to college and finishing in 4 years and getting that piece of paper and getting a job. Like, you have the rest of your life to do all of that. So we really focus on, when you leave Bowling Green State University, what is going to make you happy? Are you going to have a really fulfilled life? And what does that look like? And what does that mean? So that way you're not rushing through this time, and that you're really able to enhance your BG experience and make the most out of it while you're with us.
At Ohio University, I think, one of the things that I've come to love and that I would pass on to any student looking to attend the university is really that sense of that Bobcat community. It lasts far beyond your 4 years as a student, far beyond any additional time you plan on spending or choose to spend in Athens. It truly lasts for a lifetime. I always apologize on behalf of crazy Bobcat alums, because if you get caught out in the wild with Bobcat gear on, you probably will be yelled at by another Bobcat who really just wants to talk about their time in Athens, time at Ohio University, and wants to support your decision to attend the university. I mean, it happens to me quite frequently. Most recently, I was out in Seattle, and I was leaving a coffee shop with an Ohio University t-shirt on, and there was a woman that walked in with a Bobcat hat on, and she gave me a high five and a wave as we were crossing paths. So it's a pretty crazy and supportive alumni group that it really does last for a lifetime.
I would say at Otterbein, we really have the ability to meet students where they're at and take them to where they want to go. Because of the support structure that we have on campus, additional services that are available to our students. We have a guarantee to our students that they'll get career mapping while they're here. So if you have no idea what you want to do, we'll kind of help walk through, what do you like to do? What does that look like as far as a career path goes? Or if you know exactly what you want to do, then we can help connect you with the right people while you're here as well. And I just really like the fact that we're able to meet students where they are, so that they can be successful no matter where you come from and where your life has taken you to this point. And just to mention, since Columbus State is here as well, that we have a pathway program with them. And so you can earn your associate's degree, because we do know the value of that. And then they can come to Otterbein and actually get 55% off tuition for their final 2 years to earn a bachelor's degree. So lots of ways that we're making a bachelor's degree possible.
Thank you all for your thoughtful responses. So that concludes our virtual college fair for today. But I do have a few closing announcements. As you exit this session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 5 questions or so, but please complete the survey. It's extremely helpful as we aim to improve our virtual college fair offerings. I also want to remind you that you can sign up for additional sessions by visiting our registration site. And again, you can access this recording by visiting strivescan.com/Ohio. I want to thank all of our amazing presenters for joining us, but also thank you to all of our attendees for taking time out of your busy day. I hope everyone has a great evening.